What's going on, Dragon Brawlers? Your Guildmaster Scott Seven back again here for Players Guild, and I'm joined by Loki Smith. How are you doing, sir?
I'm better today.
And I am too. So let's talk about yellow. We're going to quickly run through the leaders, then we're going to talk about the new cards, and then we're going to go back over what we've missed. So let's get into Turles, a very interesting leader that does sort of work with the original green stuff. You were telling me how it works with the fruit from the last time.
Yeah, so generally Turles makes another appearance. What was it, set 11? Rejuvenation,
Yes.
right? Yeah, because
Possibly.
flipping life face up was rejuvenation stuff.
Oh, so that's set 12 then.
12.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, so it's set 12, and we are in set 15, so 3 sets, and we have another leader, which needs to have this exactly the same permanent. If Turles Crusher calls in your battle area would be placed in drop by your skill, they go to warp instead, so you can't successor. Because the green stuff for Turles Crusher Call can be used with this leader, although you do need to pay the energy for combo.
Yeah,
But they do work with this leader.
and this one starts with a unison in play, which is nice with 2 markers on it
Yep.
already, which is cool. We'll go over that a bit later. When it attacks, it draws a card. If your life is 4 or less, or you have 3 or more life face up, then you can awaken, and then we awaken into Accursed Power, which has a very, very cool activate battle spirit boost skill. If you want to just explain this for us a little bit.
So yeah, it's Spirit Boost 1 and 1 yellow, so technically it's 2 energy, right? Because
Yeah,
every marker is worth 1 energy. If you have 2 or more face-up cards in your life, this card gets 10,000 power for the battle.
love that.
Or you may discard 1 fruit of the Tree of Might in your hand. If you do, you activate its activate battle without paying its skill cost. So you can actually use that free or fruit of the Tree of Might without paying green.
Yeah. So that's really interesting. And fruit's like plus 15, right?
And double strike?
I want to say double strike. I was thinking double
Yeah.
strike, but I wasn't sure. I knew it had a power boost attached to it. That's the main thing. So it's a
I
very
mean, you
cool.
can use it offensively.
Yeah, offensively, defensively. I
Yeah.
really like this accurate battle. I think it's really nice. And I don't
I
feel
think
like
it's really nice thing that we are still using the same card,
yes, I
the
agree.
same mechanic.
Yeah. So then we'll move over to Gohan, which is
Yep.
very exciting. This guy doesn't have an awaken. He's based around field cards, which is super nice. Basically, and it's not even just when you play one, right? It's when
When a player places a field extra card in a battle area, you may flip this card over. So if it's on the front side, when the player activates a field card, he flips into the ape, and when he's on the ape, when the field card leaves the battle area, he flips back to
yeah.
the small dude.
Just to point out, it does require 1 energy, and the reason that's there is so at the start of the game, say you're playing Meta Cooler, and it starts with Big Getty in
Yeah.
play, you don't just immediately awaken.
You don't get to flip.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I think that's a really nice little bit of thing there, and I think it's worth noting that they are conscious of cards that can play fields straight away. And let's just go over the quick big boy. When he swings, you can rest a card, and then gain 5k. That's not a once per turn, which is interesting.
But
and then
he doesn't draw cards.
he doesn't draw, no. But then he has the when this card KOs an opponent's battle card, switch it to active mode. So essentially, you could be a 25k swing, which is nothing to scoff at.
Yep.
And when you flip back over, you still retain your power.
Yeah,
to the
so
turn.
he gives that 5k power. Important thing to notice how Launch was getting a card every time she flipped.
Yeah,
Gohan gains a yellow energy every time he flips.
which is nice. I think that, like it differentiates it enough, right? I think that's
Yeah.
the kind of feel I like. So without further ado, let's get into the new cards that none of us have seen yet, and we start with Forbidden Power, which is just a beautiful looking SR there. A counter attack if your leader card is yellow, your opponent can only attack with battle cards 1 more time for the turn. So this is Nimbus without the discard, but unison cards and leader cards can still swing freely.
Yeah, so Nimbus is working the same way. I will point out one other thing.
Yeah.
This doesn't negate an attack.
Oh, it doesn't. You're right. Thank you. Yes, I missed that. It is just the counter-attack window. And then we have the activate battle of if your leader card is yellow and it's your turn, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, switch it to rest mode, and choose up to one of your yellow cards, and it gets plus 10k power for the battle. Really like
This is
that.
amazing because you can get around those barrier stuff. That barrier
It's the
stuff,
pesky
right?
barrier stuff. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
This is a really solid thing. Like we're seeing them kind of really going hard on this. Yellow wants to rest and then KO, right? And
Yeah.
I love this. I really love this. I think this is a really nice tool for Yellow to have. Combine it with stuff like Power of the Super Saiyans. You've got some really nice Yellow extra cards
I
in
think
this
this
format.
is a really nice addition to the twin androids.
Oh
from
yeah,
whatever set it
no,
was.
that's really true. That's a really good shout, actually.
Because they always needed to rest something, and they lacked ways to rest stuff and then negated skills.
Yeah,
So this
wow.
is a good addition.
Yeah, cool. So Forbidden Power starting off strong with an SR there, and then we're moving into Piccolo Battle at the Tree. Another SR. It is a Namekian. We have Namekian support, and it's yellow. So it is a 2-cost, 1 specified yellow, 0/5 combo, 5k power, blocker, counter attack, negate the attack, play this card, and you can activate counter attack skills for the turn. That's huge. Pair with it when. Pardon?
I said it's alright.
Okay. When activating this card's counter skill from your hand, if your leader card is a yellow Saiyan card, you may choose one yellow field extra card with an energy cost of 1 in your hand or battle area. Place it in the owner's drop area. If you do, you can activate the counter cost without paying its energy cost. I really like this.
Called this when we were talking about the cards for Gohan.
Yeah,
There's going to be a counter attack you can activate. I did not expect it to be this good, because this is a counter attack that also gives you a blocker.
So gives you a blocker, but I think it's fair with that. We've seen it with the free counter players, right? Like,
yeah,
I think it's balanced in that sense, because it's not like a floodgate effect. It is just, I think this really makes sequencing very important for yellow.
I'll also point out that this gives back the energy to the leader, because you sacrificed your extra cards, so you're going to untap one yellow energy, because you're going to be flipping back to the Kid Gohan.
Yeah, true. So really cool SR there. Really happy to see it for Piccolo. Piccolo getting some wins in the Dragon Ball Super card game finally. Then we'll go to.
Looks more like a Turles though. I'm not.
I can see that. I can see that. I can see that. Tails Great Manipulator. If you want to take us through this one, Loki.
So this one is a 1-drop yellow, 4000 power, and permanent. If you have a field extra card in your battle area, this card gains blocker.
Nice.
And also, if your leader card is a yellow Turles Crusher Core card, when this card is played from your hand, flip up to one card in your life face up. Activate up to 1 Turles Powerball from your deck or drop, then shuffle your deck if you looked through it.
Is that the field from the first day of spoilers? We'll go over that in just a second, but that's huge.
Yes.
This card is huge for that deck now.
You can tutor for that. Okay, I like it.
Yeah, really solid, really solid. So not only do you get a 1-drop blocker, you are getting your main playmaker in there, which, yeah, solid.
Well, I think this is the main card advantage engine. That Powerball, and gives you that blocker. I think that's the important one.
Yeah, really solid card there. Then we got Days, Power of the Tree, if you want to take us through this one as well.
So a 2-drop, 2 specified yellow this time, 9000 power, 0 cost 5k combo. I wanted to check on the combo because we had the combo one. Barrier, permanent. If this card is in rest mode, your opponent can't attack Tree of Might Divine Roots, so this is a protection for the Unison.
Which I think's fantastic.
It needs it. Activate main, limit 1 yellow energy. If your leader card is the Turles Crusher Core card, doesn't need to be yellow Turles Crusher Core card.
That's true, yeah.
Play this card from your hand, then play up to 1 Tree of Might Divine Roots from your deck or drop with a marker on it. Shuffle your deck if you look through it. Again, you can splash this in the green Turles.
Yeah.
Because this activates the Unison.
Yeah, this is actually really cool. I'm really liking this. It's not restrictive, right? It's open-ended enough that you can make this work, but it's also solid getting your Unison back in it. That's something we've seen with Unisons, is like, once they're gone, you can kind of get put in a really awkward position, like with Helku, if you go through all of your Android 18s. So having something like this really helps it. And it also can grab it from your deck, so if you haven't seen it, you're also deck finning, and...
Yeah.
I really like this one,
And again, when it's in the rest mode, it can't be... your tree can't be attacked.
Yeah.
And it has barrier, so it can't be removed by skills. Majority of skills, at least.
Yeah, so it's a very interesting card. Like, I like that Deadly Defender-esque effect. It's not super strong, so you can remove it. You can obviously opt to... Like, you've got the blockers, so you can block it. it changes the game, right? It changes how
Yeah.
you think about your engagements with this deck, and I think that's really cool.
Yeah, definitely we will need to talk more about this when we go to the Unison.
Oh, for sure. Then we have Cacao, Power of the Tree. This guy was a super combo in the green version. He is not here. He is a 0-5 combo. 15k power, 2 cost, 2 specified yellow. If your leader card is a yellow Tails Crusher Crop at the end of the battle, and when this was used from a combo, from your life, play this card from your drop area, then flip a life face up. Activate main, choose one Tree of Might Divine Ruins in your Unison area, and place this card under it. Add a marker. Wow. Wow.
Okay, but it needs to be from the battle area. But yeah, you can attack with it and then put it underneath. It's actually quite good.
Yeah, I really dig this. I really vibe with this. A really solid auto. We're seeing a King Piccolo type strategy form for this yellow version. Don't hate that.
But we don't see as much flipping of life as
No,
King Piccolo did.
that's
And
true.
also the cards that are played here are not as oppressive as King Piccolo's.
Oh god, no. Yeah, they're not like what's it called, symbol, and these are all very much servitude to the deck rather than just to build pressure.
This one actually does specify yellow, which is interesting.
Yeah. So yeah, cool little card for the yellow version of the deck. Then we have Raisin, a blocker. If your leader card is a yellow Tails Crutch Corp at the end of battle in which this card was comboed, from your life, play this card. From your drop area, limit 1 auto when this card is played. Play up to 1 mono yellow Legacy card with an energy cost of 2 or less from your deck in rest mode. Shuffle your deck, and you can't play copies of this card for the 10. It's a similar effect to what we saw with the green versions.
Yeah.
It's a blocker. It's nice. It's nothing to scoff at. I mean, it's a free body at the end of the day, right? It's a free body.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll move on to Legacy if you want to take us through that.
So Legacy has the same one. When this card was used in a combo from your life, you play this card from your drop in rest mode. And auto limit 1, when this card is played, add up to 1 card from your life to your hand, which is interesting spin. But you can up to 1, so you don't need to add 1. Play up to 1 mono yellow Raisin with cost of 2 or less from your deck, shuffle your deck, and you can't play copies of this card for the turn. So they work pretty much the same way as the old Raisin and Lacasse. Raisin being the blocker, and they both playing each other.
Yeah. So nice little engine. Then we get to Blessing of the Tree of Might. It is a 1 cost, 1 specified yellow. Activate battle. Choose up to one of your battle cards, and it gets 5k power for the battle for each marker on your opponent's Unison cards.
I'm just going to point out, choose up to 1 of your cards.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize that. I thought I said battle cards. My bad. So that's cool. That's really cool.
This is a very powerful thing against control unisons. I think this is going to be absolutely amazing against Sin Shadows.
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
Xeno Shadows.
Yeah, like Toa getting up there and you're just like, okay, you've just made my card more stronger.
More
really,
stronger.
really cool tech choice this card is, I think. Depending on the meta, like this card could be really cool. Like
I
depending
think this is going to be a very good sideboard card. And I think Ryan would absolutely love this in Super 17.
Oh,
against
very
the
much so.
Nightcaps.
Very much
Because that
so.
makes that Super 17 even bigger.
Well, it's based for on your opponent's Unison.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, alright. Okay.
But that's why you put it in the sideboard, because if you play against a deck that doesn't use this
Unisons. Yeah, no, man. I'm
But
with
if
you.
you-
I'm with you. Yeah.
playing against someone who uses unisons, you punish them for having big unisons.
Yeah, true. And again, it just makes you think about what's like, oh, well, I can let them start to get up on those markers because I'm just going to punish them for it with Blessing of the Tree. Mate, yeah, I really like this card. I like how it's just 1 yellow energy anyway. It's like nothing else is locked to it. Like, you just need 1 yellow
Yeah.
energy. So,
It's a very good common.
yeah, really good card. And that's it for today's reveals. But guys, we do need to go back over what we have missed. So let's get into it with Tree of Might Divine Roots, the Unison card you've heard a lot about. But what does it do if you want to take us through it?
So, for starters, the Turles leader actually starts with this and 2 markers on it.
Yep.
But it is a 1-drop yellow unison card.
Mm-hmm.
With auto, if your leader card is a yellow Turles Crusher Core, when your leader card attacks, you may choose 1 Turles Crusher Core card in your hand and add it to your life face up. If you do, you use 1 face up Turles Crusher Core card from your life in a combo. So this is what lets you do that combo play. Technically, you can use this to add the green guys into your life. Because it doesn't say you need to add a yellow
Yeah.
Turles Crusher Call, so you can add the green guys and use the green guys for the combo as well.
Huh.
To increase the amount of cards you can combo with from your life.
Interesting.
Oh no, sorry, the green guys need to be used from the deck or hand. I just haven't moved out of the screen. My bad.
Okay, no worries. And then the alter is +1 if your leader card is a yellow Turles Crusher Corp at the start of your opponent's turn. Flip a card face up in your life. That's not that bad. That's pretty cool.
So you're plussing during your opponent's turn.
Yeah.
Every turn.
Yeah. And then we have an activate main of...
Activate main -2. Add up to 1 extra card with energy cost of 1 and 3 of might in its card name from your deck to your hand. Then shuffle your deck. You can find this one drop that we have just looked at, that common. Because that was the plastic of 3 of might.
Oh, that's actually really cool.
I think they're going to add something that can be searched in this set. So it's nice that they showed it to us. I don't think there was another extra... No, there's Blessing of 3 of might, and that's all we have seen so far.
Yeah, that's cool. That's
but
really cool.
Fruit of the Tree of Might you can still add, because it doesn't need to be yellow card.
Yeah, really true, actually. Yeah, it's just an extra card with an edge cost of 1. So, yeah, really cool. Really cool little unison, something different. It can't attack, obviously, because it's a tree. Although, someone does point out there, Ivan, actually, wow. If Finn steals it, it becomes a 16k beat stick, which is, yeah, it's true.
Yeah, it is true, because it negates the skills.
You gotta love some of the quirks of the Dragon Ball Super card game, and that's definitely one of them. Having a unison.
The tree is going to smack you.
Oh, that means all the Shenron unisons and cards can attack. That's some really cool stuff. That's really cool. Then let's get into probably one of the best cards we've seen from the set. Turles, all too easy. It's a 5 cost 2 specified yellow, a 0/5 combo, 20k base. Double strike. When this card is played, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode, KO it, and choose one. You can either draw a card, which is, that's fine, it replaces itself, or choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode and KO it. So, when I first read this, I was really confused. I was also not sober at the time, so that might help why I was very confused by it. But, so essentially this lets you KO up to 2 cards in rest mode.
Yeah, that is correct.
No energy cost. That's powerful.
I mean, it does have energy cost, but, No,
but as in, there's no restriction on your opponent's card.
Yeah, there's no restriction. They just need to have no barrier. They need to be in rest mode. I think being in rest mode is restriction enough.
Yeah. And then we have a really cool activate main, pay 2. If your leader card is a mono yellow Saiyan, really glad they specified mono yellow there. And you have 3 or more energy, play it from your hand. This card's going to be great. I really like this card.
Yeah, it's a card that is very easy to play. It can remove. It's not unique, which is a bit scary for me.
Yeah, that is quite maybe I don't know.
At the same time, it doesn't have any protection, no deflect, no barrier.
That's true. It's not like
20K.
It's 25. It's
yeah.
It's an interesting card for sure.
Mm.
I really like it. I like the fact that it can replace itself. I like the fact that it can be used for destruction. Yes, there isn't a limit on it. Yes, it's not unique. So potentially we could see some shenanigans with it. But yeah, I'm really excited to see the future of this card. Hopefully it gets an SPR. Because the Turles SPRs from whatever set it was, Vicious Rejuvenation, were absolutely phenomenal. I really like the SPRs from that set. Then we'll get on to Turles from Turles Power of the Tree, if you want to take us through this one.
Before I'm going to take this one through, I just want to give a shout out to Mr. Moosey, because he's very impatient to see our review that we just recording.
Oh, really?
Yep, in our Discord.
Oh, wow, okay, well, thank you, Mr. Moosey.
Turles Power of the Tree, so it's a 1-drop 4000 power. If your leader card is a yellow Turles Crusher Core, when this card is played from your hand, you may choose one Turles Crusher Core card in your hand, add it to your life face up. If you do, you add 1 card from your life to your hand. So this is something that lets you do
Fix
more.
your life, right?
Yeah, it flips your life face up so you can awaken earlier. And then auto limit 1 Spirit Boost 1. If your leader card is yellow Turles Crusher Core, when this card attacks, It gets 1000 power for the battle, then use up to one face-up Turles Crusher Core card from your life in a combo. It doesn't replace that life. And I'm going to point this out, that none of those that combo from your life replace the life.
Oh, I didn't catch that. That's actually really good
Yeah.
to know. Yeah.
So if you combo from your life, you lose that life.
Which I think is the better way of doing it. No shade
Oh,
at King
God, yes.
Piccolo. No shade at King Piccolo, obviously. No, definitely not.
But in here, to make sure that this one-drop Turles can actually hit an unawakened leader, you need to Spirit Boost. It's a good thing you start with a Unison, but I think this is a big cost.
Yeah, it's a risk reward, right? Because like just hitting a negate on this, it suck.
This one is pretty much like the Saiyan Kaba and things like that, but you need to spend a Spirit Boost, then you take a life, and it only becomes 10k without any keywords.
Yeah, I'm very happy that the auto is the main reason you'd play this, not the swing
The first
effect.
auto, not the attack. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious to see any of the green tails if they can evolve from this or if they can get played. Because I remember it being like if there was so many tails, Crusher Corps, you could play one of the green ones. So that's going to be an interesting thing to look at.
Yeah, but that one costs 1 green to play. Oh no, sorry. 1 green if you have 2 or more Turles Crusher Core in your combo, you play this card from your hand.
Okay, so.
And then there's the green one if you have 3 or more Turles Crusher Core and you have 3 or more energy, it becomes a 2-drop with 2 specified green.
Okay, so there's still some potential there.
Yeah.
Any interaction with the balls just before we move on?
I need to check this one because that's going to be somewhere.
So while you check that, I'm going to move on to Almond, Power of the Tree, a 2-cost 2 specified yellow. If your leader card is a yellow Turles Crusher Core card at the end of the battle in which this card is used from a combo from your life, place this card in a drop area, then flip up to one of your life. Play this card from your drop area and then flip a card in your life face up. Spirit Boost 1. When this card is played, choose it to one of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 4 or less in rest mode and KO it. We've seen the SR which does this better, but this can be used as a surprise. It's restricted for that way. It has to be in rest mode. It has to be 4 or less, and obviously not barrier. And you can Spirit Boost 1 for it. It's a good card in certain situations. It's almost like Explosive Spirit Sungoku from the early days where you would Shigesh it out. So I kind of really like Almond. Almond is his name. I was going to say Almond. Yeah. But
I think that's what it is based on, isn't it?
Yeah, like I just think it depends what happens in the meta, right? Because I feel like this is one you would want to use defensively. I don't really see unless you were just putting pressure on, I don't see a reason you would want to do this offensively.
Can you do this defensively?
At the end of a battle when this card was combo?
No, what I'm asking, can you combo from your life defensively?
Oh, I don't know.
And the balls only work with mono green Turles.
Well, that's good. Thank God for that. Because that 5-drop would definitely be a target. Then we have Scout, probably a good reason Mecha Frieza was banned. Which is a 2-cost 1 specified yellow. Activate main. If your leader card is a yellow or a Tails Crusher Core card, and you choose one of your opponent's cards in active mode, your opponent may switch the chosen card to rest mode. If they don't, choose it to one of your opponent's battle cards and gain control of it. Love that.
So a bit on the life combo. The Tree of Might actually does let you add a card from hand to the life and then combo with it.
Okay.
But all of them work when you are attacking. None of them work defensively.
So no explosive shenanigans just yet.
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you make of Scout then?
If you lead a card, I need to read it. Sorry, I was checking out the stuff. Choose up to one of your opponent's cards in active mode. Any card. This is very peculiar. Because it is activate main, so it needs to be done during your turn. Spending 2 energy and either resting, for example, their energy, their blocker, or whatever. If they only have a blocker on board and you choose that blocker, they're going to be like, yeah, I'm going to rest it, and then you can attack me.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
it says cards, right? So.
Yeah, you can choose the energy, you can choose the leader.
yeah, I
I
just love
like
it.
it as far as the design goes. I don't think the card is useful.
I mean, paying 2 for its hash, which is well. I mean, if this was in Mecha Freezer, well, it wouldn't work because it's. Oh no, because it's yellow or tails, right? So it's a good.
Yes, it's yellow orb, but Mecha Freezer would need to be awakened. Because if it was not awakened, it's only working during your opponent's turn.
Ah, okay, fair enough. Still, very cool card.
I think it's a cool design. I
Yeah,
don't think it's a good card.
that's fair. That's fair. It is only an uncommon after all.
Yeah.
Then we have Tails Powerball, a key piece in the Tails deck. So this is a 1 cost, 1 yellow field extra card. Also, if your leader is a green or yellow Saiyan, so it could potentially work with the original Tails and any other green Saiyan leaders you want. At the end of a turn in which this card was placed in a battle area, you may choose 1 Great Ape card with an energy cost of 4 in your hand and play it in your opponent's battle area with its skills negated for the game. If you do, draw 2 cards. I love this, Loki. Absolutely adore this. I think there's so much to it.
I think there's also a lot of old apes that would work with this.
Yeah.
Like we have Raiders Warcry, we have the old Vegeta, the old Will of Iron.
Yes. Yes.
They're all 4-drops.
Yeah. Then we have a really cool activate main, which I like a lot. Once per turn, choose up to 1 of your opponent's Great Ape cards, when it goes to 4 or less, and gain control of it until the end of turn. Just pay 1, steal your opponent's card.
Yeah, and then evolve on top of it.
So a question, yeah, well that too. How would this work with Ginyu? Because
You took control, yeah?
exactly, but it was originally your card.
It doesn't matter.
Okay,
You gained control of your opponent's card.
so you
I
can
think
Ginyu
that's
it off.
what, unless Ginyu says that the card your opponent owns. But I think it only says the card that you took control of.
I think it says the card you gain control of.
I'm going to pull up Ginyu now on the side.
And then
It was 10, right?
yes, it was. Activate battle. Place this card in its owner's drop area. Choose it to 1 of your Tails cards. 1 of your cards with Tails in its character name, not card name. So this doesn't work with Tails unisons, but it does work with leader or battle cards. And it gets
Ginyu
6k.
works with the Powerball.
Oh, so that's even cooler. So there you go. There's Ginyu tech tip for you. Ginyu tech tip.
Ginyu is a very weird card.
Right, it's seen play in everything but green. You know, the colour it is. It gets 6k for the battle, so it's a nice little boost there. And it doesn't really cost you anything other than getting rid of it. Which, you know, we've seen you can loop it back. It's not the end of the world. Yeah, really cool card. Really cool card.
I think that plus 6k during either player's turn is going to be important here.
Yes, so do I. Because it's not just +5, it's +6, which puts it in that awkward zone. And
Which means that if they attack you for that 20k, which normally would need a super combo to stop, you just sack this.
Yeah.
Doesn't take a card from your hand, doesn't really get rid of any skills. I think this is going to be a really good card in many, many, many different decks.
Yeah, lots of utility for it. It's open for green and yellow, right? It's good. And we have got Great Apes in both of those colours as well, and I'm assuming we're going to get a bit more in this set, especially...
Turles Surge leader incoming.
A Tail Surge leader would be interesting. I wouldn't hate that. Then we'll move over to Gohan. We've gone through the leader. We've briefly touched upon the Kaioken unison earlier, so we'll get into Sungoku, a gift from the earth. I read this wrong originally. I thought it was amazing. It's still great, but I thought it was a lot better than it was. But so deflect blocker, 20k, 0-5 combo, permanent for each marker on unison cards in play. Not just yours. I love that. That's so cool. Reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 1. So this can become a 2-drop very easily.
Yep, and funny enough, this card is amazing in Turles deck. Because you can play it on turn 2.
Oh, yes, because it starts with 2. Yeah. And then
It starts with 2, goes to your opponent, goes to 3. If you manage to protect it on that turn 1 with a blocker...
Or your opponent just plays the unison.
It's
really good. It's really good for that. So then we have an activate main, which I adore this activate main. I think
it's really good.
It's one of the coolest activate mains we've seen in the game for a long time. So choose one of your opponent's unison cards with 3 or more markers on it. When you remove markers from a card using this card's Spirit Boost skill, this turn you can remove that many markers from the card chosen as well. So we discussed earlier about how you sequence this. So there's a card with 3 markers on it. You activate this main. Then you could say swing into it with a leader. Then you could activate this activate main, which is limited 1. Spirit Boost 2. So again,
and
if that
remove
attack
the other 2 markers. Yeah. So it needs to have 3 markers when you choose it.
Yes, but
so
you can remove them at any point during that turn with the Spirit Boost skill.
It needs to be Spirit Boost on this card. This is why the second activate main is limit 1.
Yeah. So you can't just play 2 of these.
You can have 2 of those on board, but then... Yeah, because then you would be able to just... I remove 4 markers from your unison just because.
Yeah, I agree. So then it's choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with an edge cost of 4 or less in rest mode and KO it. That's fine. For a 2-drop 20k double deflect blocker. And this card gets 5k and double strike for the turn. Combine this with what's it called? If you're going for a swing or something, like combine this with like Final Flash.
Vegeta's Final Flash.
Yeah, this could be a really scary card really quickly.
Yeah, I mean 40k double strike, it's alright.
Just a bit good, right? It's just a bit good.
I think the most important one is that you can just decide to remove 2 markers from your opponent's unison. You can stop them. So you don't even need to use it the turn you play it. You can use it another turn, and then you can stop them from counterplaying you.
Yeah.
Because you can put them under those 2 markers necessary.
And it's a 20k blocker, if nothing else.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, really cool card. I like this a lot. I'm really hoping to see the SPR of it. Originally, what was it? I thought you could just keep taking as many markers as you want to kill it, and then realised, no, that's not how that works.
No, initially you thought that you can Spirit Boost using on your opponent's unison.
Yes, that was it. I was like,
what you thought. Yeah.
No. But yeah, it's still good. It's still really good. So let's move on to Sungohan and Higher Dragon. Best buds. It's not Higher Dragon though, is it? It's Icarus. It's Icarus, Bandai.
You said
Bandai, it's Icarus. If you want to take us through the card.
1 drop, 4000 power. When this card is played from your hand, look at up to 7 cards from your deck, from top of your deck obviously. Add up to 1 yellow field extra card with cost of 1 to your hand, or activate it. So you look at the top 7, find extra card, 1 yellow field extra card with cost of 1, and you can either add it to your hand or you activate it. Then you shuffle your deck.
Yeah, it's just a really solid search.
This card is, deck thinning, deck winning, right?
Mm-hmm.
This for Planet Vegeta.
I think that's a really good shout. There's some other great cards. There's
another field here that's also amazing.
Yeah.
Because it also searches when you activate.
But that's not all right. It's not just a 4k searcher.
Yes, because there's Activate Battle, limit 1. You can switch this card to rest mode and sacrifice essentially 1 of your yellow field extra cards. Choose up to 1 of your mono yellow Saiyan cards and it gets 1000 power for the battle.
Right. That may seem insignificant, but in Dragon Ball, it means everything.
10k into your 10k. Use this, sacrifice my field, get 1k.
Now awakened.
And I unawaken, so I get 1 energy back.
And I combo out without comboing out.
Yeah.
Yeah. This card's great. This card is great. It's a brilliant common. Thank God it's only got limit 1 on the activate bell. Could you imagine that not having limit 1? That'd be scary.
I'm actually more scared of it not having
unique.
Yeah. I think this card would be better if it was unique. Because you need to switch it to rest mode either way, and there's not many ways you can sack it. Oh no, wait, there's that 6-drop that you can play by sacking a monster. Never mind.
Yep.
Never mind.
Yep, so really cool card. Yeah. And then we get on to, I love this card. As soon as I saw it, I sent the artwork to Bandai. I was like, I loved this. It's Icarus Battle at the Tree. A 110 combo, so on a 1-drop, you kind of tell there's a combo effect somewhere in there. It's a blocker. Also, choose one yellow extra card with an energy cost of 1 in your battle area and place it in its owner's drop area. When this card in your hand is played or used in a combo, draw a card. This is awesome for Icarus and Sungohan, the actual monster deck. But this is also really cool for this deck.
But you need to have that field extra card, right?
Yeah, but you Planet Vegeta, as you said.
Yeah, Planet Vegeta and the new one that searches for the 4-drop.
Yeah, exactly. So there's some really good stuff in there.
Yeah, it's those old pseudo super combos, right? Pay 1. So the problem I have with this is that it is either the old pseudo super combo where you need to pay 1 to draw that card, and in here you have additional step of sacrificing something, or you need to sacrifice something to get that cantrip effect on the 1-drop.
Yeah, I can see that.
Plus side from that is that if you do it during your opponent's turn, this becomes a super combo, but you need to have an open energy because your leader is going to restand that energy you used. Because you're going to be flipping back.
Yeah.
It's going to be very difficult to keep a track of what actually is happening.
Yeah, it's not a very straightforward deck, right? There's a lot going on with the deck, so
yeah.
It's a deck that I really want to learn and master because I think the concept of it is absolutely genius. But it's a lot. Like, there's a lot, and we haven't seen all of it yet. And then we haven't even talked about integrating old cards for it yet. So
one thing I want to mention is Bandai is very inconsistent on how they word their cards.
That is true.
As far as I understand this card, and I might be wrong, as far as I understand this card, when this card in your hand is played or used in the combo, which means that it needs to be played from hand or used in the combo from hand to draw 1 card, which means if you play it, you can't then combo it to draw another at a later point.
See, I can get where you're coming from, but we've also seen Ormi.
Yeah, we've seen it working both ways.
Like,
so
it's one of those things we just have to wait and see how it gets.
For me, it just reads more like Bardock.
No, I'm with you. I can see where you come from. When this card is in your hand, is played or combo, so you've still got that hand.
Or used in the combo.
Like, yeah, it's like, I can see that, but it's like, when this card is played from your hand, or used in a combo, like, it's very difficult. Like, I can see it both ways. Let's move on to Forest Fire. Absolutely love the artwork here. Amazing job from the art team. If you, again, it's a 1-drop field. It's obviously going to work with the strategies been laid out. This is essentially our Planet Vegeta, but a little bit less powerful. It searches for a cost of 4 specifically, and a mono yellow Saiyan.
I think there is a good amount of Saiyans you can find. I mean, Wheel of Iron.
Oh, there's plenty of good Saiyans you can find, but it is just...
This is a card that finds you Raider's Warcry.
Yes, it is. Which is a really strong card. And it's also a great ape.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think, like, it's not 4 or less, it's not up to 4. Like, it's...
Yeah, it's not Planet Vegeta.
Like, yeah, it's good, because it searches what you want, because you're going to be playing great ape strategy anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then obviously place this card in its owner's drop area. At the end of your opponent's turn, they can choose a card in their hand and discard it. If they don't, choose all field extra cards with an energy cost of 1 in their battle areas and place them in the owner's drop area. We've discussed this. This is a very strange effect, but it's more just to get the card into your drop area so you can flip and then flip in your turn.
I think very important thing to mention here is that this is a cost for the auto. You can choose to not pay the cost, so you don't need to sacrifice this field.
If you don't want to, yeah.
Exactly.
If you've already flipped this turn, yeah, or if you've got a plan to sack it off in your own turn, as we've said, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of plays, and it's going to be one of those decks that's just easier to understand when you've got it in your hand.
I'm also going to point out that this card is not a counter to King Cold, because King Cold cards are only 1-drops when he plays them.
Yes, they're back to 2 on the field.
Because the field card Dynasty only works with 2-drops as well.
Boom, there you go. So we've got Higher Dragon's Home. I love this artwork. Wish it was more than a common, because then I could have got pre-release stamps of it, but I'll take a foil version of it anyway. Absolutely adore it. If your leader card is a yellow Saiyan card, We have many of those, and it's not even mono. When this card is placed in a battle area, add up to one monster card with an energy cost of 3 or less from your deck to your hand. I memed earlier that I could now finally search out Village Monster, which, you know, is technically true. At the end of your opponent's turn, place this card in the owner's drop area. Sure.
You
Okay.
need to. In this case, this is not optional. You're going to lose this card.
And then we have the also of 2. When this card is placed in its owner's draw-up area from the battle area, choose up to one monster card with an energy cost of 2 or less in your hand and play it. We've seen this time and time again. It's quite good. This is actually really, again, I think this is really good for the actual Sungohan and Icarus deck. Like,
Yeah.
I think this is a nice little support for it.
The one thing I'm going to mention, the best card you can find with the first effect is going to be the Higher Dragon from...
Giant Force.
Yeah, I think so. That's the one where you combo with it, pay 1 yellow, and play 2 1-drops.
Yeah,
1-drops or 2-drops?
You're not
skill is
wrong.
started way.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
But Village Monster, which is the correct player. And that's it. I think we've covered everything.
Yes, that's all the cards we've missed since Monday.
Yeah, exactly. So, guys, let us know what you think. This has been a huge video. I'm very excited for Yellow. Very different. Very different. Shades of old, but completely new spins on them. I'm really excited for the future of Yellow and just Tails and Gohan. What do you make of it so far?
I am surprised that they revamped Turles already.
Okay.
Because it's been just 3 sets.
Yeah, no, I agree. It does seem sudden.
We had 2 sets in between, and we got fully revamped, which is it technically works like the old one, but yet it's a new one. It's a different color, and it's just weird. I like the design of it. Don't get me wrong. I like the design of it. It is a fair design. I absolutely love how those 2 decks interact because both of them are using a 1-drop field card, which is funny.
Yeah.
So Gohan can actually proc off of your opponent activating that field card as well. Or sacrificing
it's going to
that
be a
field card.
real, like you said, we talked off camera. Untapped potential for this is going to be awesome.
Yes, I think this is going to be one of the more interesting matches we're going to
Because everything's just going to be popping off.
Yeah. At the same time, I do expect Turles to get some green, yellow multicolors.
I can see it. Honestly, I can see it. So yeah, any final closing thoughts?
No.
All right, cool.
I'm good. Tomorrow we're going to be seeing the Great Apes for Gohan, right?
Hopefully some more 4-drops. Can't complain at that. Guys, please do check out tcgguild.net. It is our website. You can order this set. Currently, I think we've still got some available for pre-order, I believe.
We have set 15 still for pre-order, and we do have some anniversary boxes in stock.
Ooh, go and get those before they get rid of. Go and get those before they're gone. Poof. Yeah. So that's our little plug for the store, guys. If you haven't already, please think about becoming a member. It's only as little as 99p a month. It really helps the channel, and of course, we'll be back tomorrow. Bye, guys.